All right. Number 6, any further suggestions on how we can improve our services? So here you give them an opportunity again to tell you how you can actually improve on your services. Then thank you so much for completing the questionnaire and then your name, surname again. All right. Let us go on to the next slide then. Elements of research. I'm not sure if this is in your textbook. No, I don't think so. I think it's additional. So ask specific questions, ensure that the correct collected that if you ask specific questions, you will definitely get the correct data. So this will help you to satisfy the information that is needed. Also design a method for obtaining information, identify the type of research to be done, and then determine the time span, how long they're going to have to actually finish the research process, collect and process the information, also analyze the results and decision making. Okay, planning a research project, how do you do? There are a few steps here. First one is to identify the question or problem to investigate. Step 2, formulate opinion, also assumption or hypothesis. Step 3, decide on the kind of information that you need. Step 4, identify and choose the sources on the information. And then step 5, collect the data and the information from these sources. Step 6, analyze, interpret, and evaluate the information. And then step 7, report your findings. This is just overall if they ask for this. We didn't had that much questions regarding research yet, but they can always surprise us with anything in national exams. So I like to prepare you for anything. All right, so we are back on page 74 now, apply market research techniques. This is where you have different market research techniques that you will use because depending on the business that you are actually doing research on. Questionnaire is an excellent tool to use, and this can be used with other methods as well. So the tool should measure what the information is that you exactly needed. That is why we've set that questions in the questionnaire in that way as well. So no business exists in a vacuum. You always have businesses that are actually part of a market. And that is why we have to look at our business SWOT analysis as well. Okay, so I'm sure you know this. What this means, SWOT analysis, is know the strengths and also build on them, avoid any or minimize the weaknesses, and then be aware of the opportunities and use them before the competitors will do that, and then be aware of possible threats that could be from the external environment and be prepared for that. Okay, next up we have the business environment. And this is on page 75 in the textbooks, table 3.8, where we look at the microenvironment. There's a summary for you here on the board or on my slides. You can go and just read through this. And then it also goes on page 76 up to the macro and microenvironment up to page 79. All right, so micro environment, internal, this is where you link your strengths and weaknesses. This can be controlled. So this is things inside the business that is possibly possible to change, especially your weaknesses. It includes a business's functions. The functions is always a finance, marketing, HR, production, and then administration. People or things that are involved in management, also your employees, any policies, and then obviously your mission and vision. Then untrained staff could be a weakness. What you can do to rectify this is make sure that they go for training and then develop them with a personal growth plan. Market, this is then external. This is the link to your opportunities and threats, and that is uncontrollable. You can't control the market. It is impossible to do that because they consist of the suppliers, the customers or buyers, and also the competitors and the intermediaries. Intermediaries, that is actually the middleman. So you can't control what the customers are buying, but you can influence it with promotions that you run, sales, discounts, anything in that line. Then the macro or external environment. This is then also where you link the opportunities and threats. That is also uncontrollable elements that are included here, like technology, legislation, economy, politics, and also the environmental factors, also your social values and lifestyles or cultural. And then the last one, the legal aspect. So as I said, this is matters that cannot be controlled. Oops, sorry. One back. So the component of the market environment, page 76 up to 77. As I said, this is just a summary. So the competitors, they serve the same needs of the customers that are your target. And then you must always have a competitive advantage. Please write on top of that niche, N-I-C-H-E, niche, N-I-C-H-E, because I love to include that, and then you guys don't know what the niche is. So the niche is your competitive advantage. That is something unique to only your business. We will look at it at the next slide as well. Okay, could be your price competition, that you are in a good position to have a better price in whatever product you are competing. Promotions, that you maybe run a lot of promotions for your customers to give them a better price, and then better customer service. Also improved products and services can be included here. Intermediaries, that is now your wholesalers, retailers, agents, reps, representatives, any of those people. They are in between the manufacturer and then the small business. Then the suppliers, that could be products, any services, raw materials, that must all be of good quality, and also you must be able to experience excellent customer service with a reasonable price that is affordable. Customers, here we have a single most important day-to-day factor. They take care of their needs. You should take care of their needs or their demands, or then fulfill the gap in the market for them. Government, that is all the political regulations that society has, and that could be via democratic, political, and legal systems. Then the macro environment, that is on page 78. Here we look at the economy, that is the interest rate, also the inflation, and then more competitive countries has more maybe better options for exports or imports with better prices. Next one, the cultural forces, where we in South Africa have a whole world in one, and that is where we have a different, unique set of values, also beliefs and customs that are all together. International, where we are then aware of legal, technological, economic and also political factors. Then the political matters. If we think about what is happening internationally in America now, that has a big effect on all the countries lately with their new president. Political, this will then determine any relationships with other countries. Okay, then technological forces. This is any items regarding technological changes, techniques, or also the know-how that the manufacturing or selling of products will then include. Then we have our legal matters, legal environment. This is on page 79. Here we have a few basic acts. First one is the Basic Conditions of Employment Act 75 of 1997, the Labour Relations Act 66 of 1995, Occupational Health and Safety Act 85 of 1993, National Credit Act 34 of 2005, the Employment Act, Equity Act 55 of 1998, and then the POPI Act 4 of 2013, of which I think you know all about the POPI Act because you signed that documentation when you enrolled for your studies at Boland College. Then the last factor here is then the natural environment. This is where we really have to look at our products to make them more environmentally friendly. We have to protect the water, the air, the animals, and the plants. We also have to interact daily, where we pressure factors like overpopulation, pollution, also wrong farming methods, poaching, and general carelessness, where we just don't look after the earth. Right. There is a little video. Let me just see if this one might open up. It's not going to play. Okay, I will see now if it's going to play in a different mode. Okay, so very important then is the last thing that we're going to have to look at in our module here. And that is the competitive advantage. Okay, competitive advantage is the advantage over your competitors. Exactly what it says. So this is where the companies obviously serve the same target market. So the same people buying from you will be buying from your competitors. They will be influenced by the following things that will actually be important. First one is that must be controllable variables. And that is then the size of the factors, the number of people in the sales force, meaning your staff members, salespeople. Packaging could have an influence as well as the advertising. Then the critical factors, that is then influencing the business ability to compete, I think. Not complete, compete. Manufacturing costs as well as the product quality, and then the visibility in the store. So what does the store look like inside? So the qualities that will help you keep competitive advantage is to be focused on what you are selling, also on your customers, your target market, what their demands are. Fast and up to date. If you need to order products for customers, make sure that it is there very quickly, maybe do everything that you possibly can to get it there, and also have the latest up-to-date products available. Flexibility. Maybe if you thought that you're going to start, say for instance, daily, and all of a sudden you see, but this is not what the demand is. You misunderstood your target market. Then you must be flexible enough to actually change this small business into a business that is maybe more relevant to your customers. Maybe they rather want a takeaway like a coffee and croissant, or daily products, but not for a sit down, rather for a takeaway, something in that line. And then friendly, obviously, you must always be friendly to your customers because they are loyal and they will always come back to you and they trust you, obviously. Work on strengthening your competitive advantage, and with this you will have an overview of the business, also your products and services or services, extra value and benefits, then the product details, the cost, then the sales methods, target market, advertising, and customer service. Analyzing your competitors' weaknesses and turn that into your strengths. Now, if you look at the page 81, there is a list of competitive advantages at table 3.10 that you can maybe evaluate or have a look at, where you will then identify through analyzing what your business looks like, competing, and then maybe just write down your competitors, maybe one or two competitors, assessing them, and then compare them to see where you fit in. Okay, so the first one here is low cost, then unique characteristics of the business specific, or then maybe the product or the services, the reputation, the client base, also the after sales service, the brand loyalty, the good networking, also good product knowledge, advanced technology, and the last one, adapting to whatever situation might occur. So if you can determine your competitors' strengths and weaknesses, that is then where you will know where you will fit in as a business. So it's always a good idea to maybe use your competitors' weaknesses as your strengths. Okay, any questions? Are you guys good? Was this too quick, or did you get the knowledge? Are you fine? Okay. I think let us do page 84. I want you to do question 3 as well as question 4 on page 84, going on to page 85, please. Thank you. I will give you time until, let us say, 1:45.